Kumar, PGT physics teacher at Cbse Inhouse. Welcome all of you, and I feel great pleasure to be here. Since this topic is very interesting and very pertaining and relevant to us, we must pay attention to this topic, and we are not separated from our daily lives. The word happy and happiness. Today's topic is happy teacher creates happy classroom. We all have opted this profession deliberately, not in compulsion. And the one thing is very psychological regarding the word happiness. In this world, material world, every creature, living entity, in the want of grief of happiness and in search of happiness. No one wants to be depressed and miserable. The happiness is intrinsic to the every creature. So first of all, I would like to discuss the term what happiness is. The word happiness is psychological. It is the condition of well-being, to feel well-being, and it also pertaining to the positive emotions. If something happens to us in our favor, in our support, then we experience happiness. And if something happens in our adverse situation, this leads to distress, anxiety, depressions, and so many negative emotions. Interestingly, thousands of years back, our great ancestors, Rishi and seers, have deeply inquired into our subconscious level of mind and different level of consciousness. Interestingly, it has been discussed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Nasti Gyanam Sadvisam Pavitramya Vidyate. Krishna discussed before Arjuna, nothing in this world as pure as that of the pure knowledge. And we all are here on the platform of knowledge. Even we are dealing with material or mundane knowledge. The knowledge we discuss, inculcate among the students is material in nature. And also there are two kinds of knowledge: the physical knowledge and metaphysical knowledge. So our universities, colleges and modern education systems bound to the physical knowledge. We cannot deny our existence on the ground of physical reality and physical level. So, not going into the detail, I would like to come to the point how we, first of all, we need to be happy. Please, I request you, all of you, to inquire honestly about oneself, yourself, what we want in our life. Our everything depends upon our mental condition and mind. Mind governs everything. Mind controls the matter. To be successful in our life or in every domain of our life, three things are needed: to feel good, to do good, and to be good. To feel good, to do good, and to be good. These are the absolute parameters of our lives, and to sustain in every walk of our life. Whether regardless of the conditions we possess. So the job of a teacher is prominent, and since time immemorial, our Indian traditions have been inculcated the Guru Shishya Parampara, the disciplic successions of master and the disciple. Whether it be Ram from the Vasisht, Arjun from the Dronacharya, Chandragupta Maurya from the Chanakya, and so on, it cannot be denied. From the Paleolithic age, what we can say the pre-stone age, people have inquired into the happiness. So the main job is to please. It has been discussed earlier. Please come to the next slide. Where to create happy classroom. So here is the main topic: how to create happy classroom. It has already we have understood. The teaching and learning is a bi-directional process. It is not unidirectional process. It is a stereotype. It is a bi-directional. Where teacher is independent variable and students are dependent variable. In this stereotype conditions, students are promoted to ask questions and teachers are expected to reply accordingly. Without being happy, we cannot create happy classroom. Although in present life, in practical life, we are messing and coping with the students. We cannot deny. And in my 12 years of teaching experience, I have experienced so far. And also as well I have experienced like a student. First of all, providing support. Second step, celebrating achievements. Third, teaching self-confidence. Fourth, building positive relationship. These are the ways. But once again, I would like to say everything, the reality is relative and subjective. There are two types of reality: objective and subjective. Objective reality is absolute and independent of any parameter, any differences. Subjective reality is our attitude of mind, the way we think, the way we experience, the way we perceive the physical world. Students watch us very interestingly. We cannot ignore the students. First of all, they watch our entering behavior in the class, how we enter in the class. Students watch. Also, students differ in individual differences. There are so many differences. Firstly, we should enter our class with a smiling face and saying, "Good morning, students," so that to achieve confidence, so that they can perceive teachers are on and can interact with us. Providing support, that I discussed first topic, providing support. How many? There are so many ways to provide support to the students. If we initiate to provide support to the students feel confident. Students do not drop the class. And our goal is to make them happy. Without being happy, students cannot attract to the school and class. So support means in the positive sense, which can make them efficient, make them independent, make them observing. This is the support we should provide the students, and it is up to us, up to you, and up to us. Second, celebrating achievements. They are teaching, the micro teaching. We must have hard study in the BH courses regarding the micro teaching. In the micro teaching, we teach, we fix a goal, target, to attract the students in class, to make them happy. If any students do any calculations, any mathematical sum, or any activities, whatever be the field, discipline, we must celebrate with them, be friendly, to encourage them. We must not think that we all are governed by our psychological aspect. Psychology affects, dominates us in so many ways. And all, it is the role play, microscopic role play of our subconscious mind. The mind, the present moment we are perceiving, you are realizing, this mind is called conscious mind. And the mind, unwanted fear, irrational phobia, irrational fear, these all things begin in our subconscious mind. If one happy, then psychologists have found that the happiness, the positive attitude deflects our negative emotions. We all have felt while laughing, we forget our all things. No one thinks while laughing. Do we think while laughing? We never think. So laughing is the state that governs and deflects our negative emotions. So always a student must be supported to make them in inclusive education to be happy. Third is teaching self-confidence. If a small baby, a newborn baby, begin to walk after or within 1 year, if we continue to keep in our lap, would he walk? Never. So, confidence is very important. Without being confident, no success has been achieved in the history, nor today, or nor it will be achieved in future. Confidence is our backbone. If a student, suppose that you are a mathematics teacher, and it has been found that the geometrical construct in secondary level is difficult, geometry. So in order to promote them and avoid from the phobia of mathematics, we keep in their small questions so that they can attract an anyone. After solving the questions, students get confident, find themselves to be confident, and then it promotes. So that is everything is gradual. Rome is not built in a day. Nothing can be achieved in a single minute and spontaneously. Self-confidence is very important, and it is achieved through the above discussed matter. Building positive relationship. If we always be retorting, avoiding, neglecting the students, even after we know they make mistake, but confidently, positive relationship, we maintain positive relationship so that students can feel safe and can share their emotions, thoughts. So by this process, so relationship is very important. When a child keep his or her journey, then with their parents, they don't doubt where my parents going to take. It is because of the relation. Children understand relation. They watch us. So this relationship is very important. We all are bound by relations to some extent. So sir, let's say developing coping skills. Coping skills in the sense that enduring, dealing with negativity, and standing on your own feet. Cope means fight, struggle. Our mind is very fickle. Our mind always inclines downwards. Our mind always seeks a corner in the world. And we all are played by our mind. Students seeing any difficult situation, they reflect from that. We must inculcate. Do not reflect even, but rather you go with them and struggle. After struggling, if you are successful, definitely you would be successful. Then you will acquire self-confidence. And by achieving this confidence, you will further be inquisitive towards the next step. 6. Including proper gesture. I have found personally what I have realized, students do not maintain proper bodies, gesture. The way we should sit, the way the gesture means just in the broad sense, the way we reflect ourselves and the otherwise nearby passerby observers. So this is the gestures. That is to high degree it is related to our Vyaktitva, personality. So proper gesture is important. So my students, I have found they lie against the wall in the classroom. They don't stand properly. Sometimes while talking, they put their fingers into the mouth. And while walking, they produce hissing sounds by their soles and sandals. The way we stand, if you ask the students to stand in front of you, then they begin to shake their bodies as if they are vibrating a string. So this is also prohibited, and this leads to negativity. Knowledge is secondary. In the school level, no can become doctor, engineer, scientist or lawyer. But school is a garden where we inculcate the holistic education and promote a student to acquire the positive personality and behavior, so that in coming time or in future they can cope with the difficult situation. So personality is very important. So my students lie against the wall, beating, tumbling, these all are the gestures related to art. Next, providing equal opportunity in activities. Sometimes we have experienced while taking the students into laboratories or giving an opportunity in any laboratory related works, only enthusiastic students come to the front and let those who have the shy nature, means Sarmilapan, those who have the shy nature back or hidden themselves. This is also the negative thing. So if we must provide equal opportunity, do this again and again. Suppose you are going to demonstrate any activities, then get the activity done by the student, not by ourselves. Activities are given in the books, so promote them. No, you do by yourselves and get it done by ourselves. Not the students give the equal opportunity so that equity can be confirmed in the school. If equity cannot be confirmed, equity means having equal opportunity in any sense, then it leads to dissatisfaction. And when Dissatisfaction pervades. It leads to distress. Happiness cannot be achieved. We all are here being a noble beings. We create all professions. And when we must not forget the psychological aspect. Psychology determines the success and failures. Situations are subjective. Success and failures are bound by our attitude. What we sow, so shall we reap in our subconscious mind. If we sow a small seed, then in course of time, that small seed becomes a giant tree. And it continues his lifespan, I think 500 years, like in further than people trees, and emerged from a single seed. So seed, what we are seeding in our subconscious mind, in course of time, it becomes our personality. Next. Keeping a smiling face while using teaching aids. So teaching aids includes duster, chalk, projector, board, etc. or with the help of which we can inculcate teaching. Always be smiling and endure. We all are facing endurance in our classes. Some students may listen and unwanted, unpleasant sound. We all are facing. But our job is challenging. We must be calm and always maintain. It is our own job. We are not, as I have already discussed, we are independent variable, students are dependent variables. We are the authority of our class. And in any situation, first of all, we must have to confident from our side. Teacher must be confident. And the students measure our confidence in every part of our steps. While teaching, keep the smile face, the face, the beautiful or smiling face that reflects all of us. No one wants to see the depressed and an excited face. To what extent you are beautiful and reflective does not matter. Physically, if we are ugly and our complexion is not fair, then our smiles enters in our heart and get it by heart. So a smile is very important. Everyone's, and the reaction of a smile is always a smile. It is the same. Here Newton's thought law not shown. The reaction of a smile is always a smile, and smiling makes us a positive. Next. Giving opportunity to do activities. See in this slide and read the place. First time a student is observing. There is a whiteboard which is circulating, and at the center we all have paste. If we circulate the water in a vessel, then at the middle it becomes a curve. So observing, so give opportunity to observe yourself and make your own conclusion. What makes this type of situations, critical situations, so objective, giving opportunity. And students must be interacted with the students. This makes them confident. Recall our childhood days. In the day we began to learn how to ride bicycle, how was we were happy. So small things after achievement, students become happy. And they keep it for a long time. I have done this and I was successful. The activities provide students in a positive way. So we must give opportunity. Without being cultivating activities, the teaching is skill. If you are not pursuing activity, then we are a killer. Next. Pay full attention to every student. All students watch us or not, but it is our duty to pay attention to the students, and we can find some students. There are two types of nature we all possess. extroverted nature and introverted nature. Extroverted means the what you think you express. There is no shyness, there is no timidness. You are brave. We all face. So many students are introverts. They fear from the unwanted situations which called phobia. It makes introvert condition. So we should pay attention why so many students are hiding and read the face. I have already told you teaching is a challenging job. It is not being a clinical psychologist but being a theoretical psychologist. We can observe the psychology, why the students are sitting behind, why they are not participating. We should not always be negative toward the students. So many students want to learn, but due to lack of confidence, because of lack of confidence, they do not become the positive classroom situations and they neglect bad. So we must pay attention. This way, students find themselves not alone and alone. They think that we have a guardian, a mentor, an instructor, a master, a guru, which he or she will promote us. So this is the attention means says not to stare the student. Attention means to observe the student why he or she is reflecting back. So this is the attention that has been discussed. Next. Make pleasant classroom. We all want to be pleasant. No one in this universe wants to be displaced. Even in a small creature, in a small ant, they want to be pleasant. If it absorbs a crystal of sugar, all the races come to the crystal of sugar. And the group of ants find pleasure. So pleasure is our intrinsic attributes. To be pleased and sharing pleasure is as well. Suppose you are taking your lunch single and someone comes over you, then you feel happy. So sharing pleasure. So just like make pleasant classroom. How we can? To giving opportunity, cheering with the students, dealing with positively. Sometimes we must make fun with the students. Whatever our subjects, we should not think that I am a material science teacher, how can I smile? We should not bound by our limitations. Even Albert Einstein, you would be very surprised to hear. Albert Einstein was the greatest physicist of all time. And the thought, the reality 100 years back, he postulated. Today in digital era, with the help of digital computations and through the Cbse system, the special theory of relativity has been approved by the accuracy of 0.1%. That is 0.1% deviations. Think 100 years back. And the personal life of Albert Einstein always engrossed with the violin and flutes. He was very fond of musical instruments. And also, so we should not be, we must be kick out of our limitations that the teacher who is material science or science cannot make fun, cannot laugh, and always be the traditional figure. We must overcome from this. Like the social science teacher, like the geography. So we have different disciplines, and we all are marked by our disciplines. No teacher is limited by any subject. Nature has never divided any subject. Our mind has divided the subject in the discipline, whether it is physics, chemistry, biology, geology, psychology. Nature never tells us, see, I am a physics, I am a biology. Our mind and intellect has divided the subject. So, make pleasant classroom. We should make fun with the students. Every student wants to be funny. Sometimes, while teaching, for a small break, tell some funny story, really relevant story, funny story. up to us how we can make money. It is up to you, since we all are differentiated by our own individual differences. So it varies with us and you. So it is up to you, and you all are intellectual. You all know how to be happy. There are different ways. As already been told in our holy scriptures, Ekam Satyam Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Ekam Satyam Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. That means which the truth is around, but the learned men state it into different ways and do different ways. So there are different ways to reach at the goal. Next. Enjoy on achieving the student's success. Observe this slide. How teacher attracting students and they are becoming timeless at this moment simultaneously. There is no difference between the students and the teacher. These situations, if the students achieve something, we must enjoy, we must celebrate, we must encourage, so that students in future can attract the class and be happy. Sometimes students dropping and do not come to the school. We must inquire why they are dropping. What is the reason? It means that students are not attending to the class. It is clear. Class is burdensome and as well burdensome. The burdensome situations make the students boring. We try the students. Make an attractive atmosphere. Our personalities, our dress, what we get up, the way we talk is the attractive. Attractive is not only lurid words. Lurid words means only attractive words. Your personality, your get up, the way you wear, the way you behave, the way you talk. Students, the main job of teacher is not make the homework. The main job of teacher is to develop thinking power in the students. We must think this. The main and ultimate job of a teacher to develop thinking power in the students. Students, to large extent, inspired by their teacher, and I am too inspired by a prominent quantum physics professor who inspired me, and still I am inspired. I feel inspired. So it's my personal experience when I was studying in the Department of Electronic Science and Quantum Mechanics in Physics. I find very interesting, and the professor, whose name was P.K. Verma, he was so excellent teacher. So his personality, and I was a student, I was a general student coming from a village, rural area. I had no way how to get up properly. I started sitting back, but he brought me to the seat and I started flying, and he blessed me, and with his bless I cultivated and communicated and I inspired others. And I am still inspired and I shall be inspired. So it's my personal, I am not imposing upon you. It's my personal journey, whatever I share with you. So attraction is very important. We all are. The only ways of knowledge, the sense organs. We acquire knowledge through sense organs. And multi-sensual activities hold the students. Through eyes, we perceive the waves, electromagnetic waves, red light. Through ear, we observe, we perceive sound, knowledge of sound, and the sense organs. So this way, without being attentive to other sense organs, happiness class cannot be created. Looking and observing are different. Next slide. Three things need to happen for a happy classroom to exist. There are so many things, but majority, here is the majority. As I have already discussed, there is no objective reality. We all are encompasses with the subjective reality. So three major things have been found that students must feel safe. This is a very delicate in the present scenario and was relevant in the past. How students can feel safe? Safety of the students. Students can make safety. If some teachers are arrogant, always scold the students and misbehave with the students, unwanted or undeliberately, then the students, their mind is very sad and as flexible as the elastic or rubber band. The students become afraid of the situation and they deviate from the ego way. So students, our job is to ensure the student you are safe under my guidance. So safety is important. This is the fact. So our job is to make the student safety and to feel safety. You are safety in my class. No one can harm you. No one will tease you. No one will bother you. And by any situations, you will be unaffected in my class. Sometimes two students are together. One student drop coming to school. So this is also a safety. And when they do not share these situations, unwanted, unexpected situations at the home, and they don't share with the parents. Parents scold him. Parents begin to scold him. Why you are not going to school? And the students make excuse. I am feeling not well. There is a pain in my stomach. I feel headache, and so and so on. So these situations is very drastic. So being humble, we are teaching. Make the students happy. Next. The students must feel valued. Value in many domains. In one thing that which leads to the determining naitikta. One thing Samman. So here, students must feel valued. We must feel and to propagate your valuable. There is, I am not talking about morality, but valued. The students must be valued. The students think, definitely, they must think that I am valuable. If you are knowing your value, you will not be enslaved. The message